Hi guys, welcome to something different on my YouTube channel. This, as you can see here, I'm playing a bit of FIFA. Now in this series, I'm going to be doing a simulated career mode with not the oldest football league club in history, and that is Notts County, who were sadly relegated at the end of last season to League 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do as many seasons as possible before I end up going back to university and not being unable to record stuff. So this is just me setting up the game. It's going to be nothing. I'm not going to play any of the games, so it doesn't matter about difficulty and half length. So it doesn't matter. This is just me setting up the European League. So I make a couple of changes in the Champions League and the Europa League, in that Liverpool are replaced by Manchester United in the Champions League to coincide with what's actually happening in real life. And in the Europa League, Liverpool and Southampton will be in instead of Everton and Hull. So in short, the rules are I'm going to be simulating all the games, and I'm just going to try and do as well as I can with this. I'm also going to use something called the squad glitch, which is trying to set out the worst team possible prior to every season starting, so that my board's expectations are lower, and so that I have more chance for actually achieving the objectives that are necessary that the board want me to achieve, so it prevents me from being sacked and the series ending. So without further ado, let us begin this save. Alright, we're ready to start the first season, and let's see what the board expects us to do. They want us to reach the round of 32 in Domestic Cup. It's important transfer market information which we all know about. They want us to look for a central midfielder, but we'll have to see about that when I do my squads. This is the scout email, and here is the objective. They want us to avoid finishing in the bottom part of the league. I think we can definitely do that with the squad that we've got at our disposal. I've made two team sheets here, a first team and a second team, so feel free to pause the video at any point to look at those two teams. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to teams, when it comes to simulating games. I may end up playing the first team some points, second team at other points, but we'll have to see what happens on that front. Now we're going to go to the transfers, and we're actually going to go to the selling the players. I'm trying to have a look at potential sales that we could make. As you can see, we've got quite a few left backs on our resume. I think we could get rid of a couple, but it turns out a couple of these centre backs have only just joined us, so I'm unable to actually get rid of these guys. In fact, these guys might come in useful when it comes to the squad glitch squad at the end of the season, in which we set the squad to be as worse as possible, in that to reduce the board's expectations of us the following season. So in the end, I don't actually sell anybody. It's just I'm looking at to see what players we need when it comes to actually bringing in, as well as potential players that we could actually sell on. As you can see, we've got a good amount of depth in the midfield role, I think, and also at the same with the strikers. We've got 4 strikers. We've got quite a few goalkeepers. We've got 3 right mids, but I think 1 can play left mids, which is very much helpful to this team. But anyways, I do end up deciding on 2 left backs that could possibly go, but sadly for us, these two left backs have already signed contracts with us. As you can see there, they recently joined the club, so they can't be sold or anything like that. I could have released them, but that just costs us money. I asked my scouts to see if we can scout a couple of players that I didn't like look up. For example, Cameron Howison from Burnley. He could be a possible decent player. We have also looked through the list. I don't understand why Stefan Sessegnon is on this list, considering he's a Premier League player and we're a League 2 team. I'm also looking at Millwall's Jack Powell. He looks pretty good as well at age 20. We'll have to see what the scouts come back on that. I've also done a similar tactic to what I normally do when it comes to these sort of career modes offline prior to this YouTube channel, and that is to look at the free agents that are on the market. So I decided to look for some defenders, because that's the sort of thing I want to shore up and ensure that that's very good for us. Have a look at some of these. I've got Ivan Bandelovsky. He looks pretty good at right back. Age 27 though, so got to keep an eye on his age, obviously, and obviously his wages might be quite large on that front. We do inquire about Bandelovsky though. You can see there, we scroll down a little bit further, and we end up finding this Hazim Ernam, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for any Egyptians who are watching this video if I've pronounced it wrong. And also this guy, Ivan Francic, who looks pretty good. I think he'd be a good fit for us. We do inquire about him as well. Jang Hyun-soo, you will see him in a bit later. We are going to inquire about this guy, centre-back, age 22, so he's got plenty of chance for possible growth. I'm not 100% sure what the growth system is on that front. But we also look at a couple of goalkeepers which I don't show on screen. The scouts have come back to me on Ivan Francic. It turns out he's a 65 overall, which is actually better than my current right back at the moment, who's I think is rated 62. You'll see if I do sign this player whether the overall of the current first team player. We are going to submit an offer. It's quite a big chunk of wage, but considering he's 26 and rated 65, that could be very useful for this particular league. The two centre mids that I scouted didn't have very high overalls, unfortunately, so what I decided to do was just to hire some youth scouts and see if we can find any possible youth players that will either increase the depth of the squad or just fit straight into the first team. You never know with the scouts in the situation. Of course, the scouts aren't the highest rated because, of course, due to our budget constraints, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so we're going to send this guy, the 2-star guy, Malvinci Akadaini, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not 100% sure. We're going to send him to England for 6 months to find any kind of player, because you never know what's going to come up. And we're going to send the other guy actually to Finland, because my cousin's actually from Finland. You never know, we might find the next Jari Litmanen or Antiniemi or whoever. So we send him out for 6 months. I know he's the 1-star guy, but you never know in this sort of situation. But we're going to send them both out for 6 months, and hopefully we'll get some good monthly scouting updates. Ivan Francic has accepted the contract offer from Notts County, so he will become our first signing of this career mode. We're going to go to the team management, but I actually make a mistake here because this is the default formation that the squad glitch was used. So I'm going to go to my team sheets for the first team, and Francic will take the place of 62 rated Dumbuya, with Francic rated 65. There, and we're also going to make a change to the centre back pairing because Hollis is in there at 58, but Phil Edwards is better than him at rated 60. We also do make a change to the second team as we will save the current first team. We're just swapping out possible centre backs, but there's no one else who's better than the current guy who is second string centre back. So as you can see there, we're going to take out Phil Edwards and put Dumbuya at right back. After much deliberation, I thought I would sign Jang Hyun-soo, who is also rated at 65 overall at an age 22, just to try and increase our defense a little bit more. We just had to slightly adjust the transfer budget / wage budget in order to accommodate Jang Hyun-soo, but we're going to give him a crucial first team player role because I think he's going to be one of the higher rated players on the team. We're going to submit that offer and hopefully he does accept. Jang Hyun-soo has accepted the contract offer, and we are going to sign him as our second player in this career mode and of this season. We're going to replace Edwards, who just got into the first team after our previous change. But as you can see there, Jang Hyun-soo will partner Mullins at the centre back pairing with Francic and Adams at left back and right back respectively. We also make a change to the second team as well to put Edwards back in at centre back instead of Mackenzie, who is rated 52 compared to Edwards at rated 60. It's time for our first pre-season game, and we're going to be using the second team for this game against Estudiantes. We are at home, so let's hopefully get a decent result to start off our managerial career. And it's a 1-1 draw. Hayhurst scoring, but Sanchez Minho equalising in the 60th minute. Sadly, our goalkeeper Pilkington was injured, who actually requested to play this game, considering he wasn't actually in the team just yet. He's out for 9 days, though. Luckily for us, he wasn't actually in our squads in the first place. I then go back to my second team to ensure that Pilkington's out, and then Spies, who's our normal second choice goalkeeper, is back into the squad. It's time for our second pre-season friendly. This time we're away, this time at Crewe Alexandra, so we're not actually playing a foreign team, we're actually away to a League One side. Let's see how well we do here. And it's a 2-2 draw. Lita and Bainyo getting goals for us, but Ikpiazen and Colclough getting the equaliser there for Crewe. So it is another draw. At least we're still unbeaten so far in our managerial career. It is time for the final game, pre-season game, before the actual league season starts. We're up against Ingolstadt. I think they're a German side because I saw Dortmund beat this team today. And it's a 1-0 win. Mullins getting a goal, but sadly our left mid, or actually no, our striker Bainyo has been injured. What's the bad news? He's out. He's only out for 3 days. So that's lucky on our front. Here is the squad report to see if any of the players have grown or decreased depending on how well they've done. There's a couple of pieces of red in the attributes there, so that's not good for us. There's a couple of players have gone up there, like Curtis Thompson going up 1 to 59. We'll scroll down. Oh yeah, Hayden Hollis has gone up 1 to 59 as well. That's good for us. Ronan Murphy's gone up 1 to 59. Kieran Keane's gone up 1 to 54. Some of these players actually haven't played. Pilkington's gone down 1 to 47, but he is age 40, so I'm expecting that. And as you can see, there's not really much else that's changed, except for Gary Jones has gone down to 61, and Mike Edwards has gone down to 59. I think that's just because of their age, rather than them performing badly. It is time for our first league game of the season. I noticed that Bayern was still lacking a little bit of fitness after recovering from that injury, so I am bringing Spencer in to start this game alongside Lita against our first league opponents, which are Cheltenham Town, and we are away from home to start the season. So let's hope we can get off to a good start, a solid start. I wouldn't mind a draw on our first game away at Wadham Road. I think that's what the stadium's called. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. And we start well. It's a 2-1 win with Spencer and Lita getting the goals. Sean Howard scored late on for Cheltenham to see if they could try and pinch an equaliser, but they were unable to do so, and we pick up the first 3 points of our first league campaign with Notts County. Now this is actually the end of the episode, because it's just the start of the series, and it's the first. I've just done the pre-season. So if you guys have liked what you've seen, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next part, where we will start off in the Capital One Cup against Chesterfield.